The latest trends coming in this morning from the Hyderabad municipal election suggest the BJP has gone into an early lead. Remember, this is postal ballot. This is not electronic voting machines being counted. The TRS at this moment has 32 divisions where they're leading, the BJP leading in 72 divisions. The AIMIM on 15 and the Congress on 1. I want to get quick reactions and I want to go across to a big newsmaker joining us this morning, K. Kavita, a former member of parliament from Telangana, also the daughter of the chief minister and one of the most important leaders from this new Indian state. Ma'am, the TRS was hoping that they will be able to hold off the BJP's challenge in Telangana and that this would be all noise and no substance. At this moment, where things stand, things could turn. But where they stand at this moment, the BJP has almost double the number of leads that the TRS does. How alarmed are you by what you are seeing this morning?
Rahulji, absolutely not alarmed, because this is just about 1900 votes that we are talking about. This is the result of the postal ballot. As you rightly said, this is a paper ballot and things will change. And exit polls yesterday, each and every exit poll said TRS will emerge as the largest party again in Hyderabad, and we believe that we are going to be the largest party and we will certainly form the local body government in Hyderabad again.
What did you make of the challenge the Bharatiya Janata Party threw at the TRS? Ever since the Congress started disintegrating after a new state was created in Telangana, the TRS really didn't have a challenger. In Hyderabad, you were challenged to some extent in the old Hyderabad area by the AIMIM. For the rest of the state, you had a free run. You won 99 out of the 150 divisions in the last municipal elections. Now, you've got a challenger. Whether it happens now or in 2023 when the next assembly elections could happen, you've got a challenger on your heels.
Well, I would not say that, within few hours we'll come to know, but I'm only saying the bigger claims made by BJP will turn out to be false, because a true challenger has to challenge TRS in terms of development, in terms of keeping peace, but BJP doesn't believe in either one of them. They just want to come in here, they want to campaign about changing names, they want to talk about Rohingya, Zina, etc., etc. I do not think people of Hyderabad have taken that in a good taste, and you will see the reflection after a few hours, after we count the real votes. What TRS will stand, and TRS is the party which is loved by people of Telangana. And as you rightly said, the disintegration of Congress might have added a little bit zing to the step of BJP, but other than that, BJP has no real standing in Telangana, as in they have not even done anything for Hyderabad, anything specific for Hyderabad. They do not have a vision for Hyderabad. In this entire election, if you look at the campaign of BJP top leadership, Rahulji, you'll notice that they have never in a single sentence, not even a single person had said that this is our vision for Hyderabad. They only said we want to change the name of Hyderabad to Bhagyanagar. I'm only saying naam badalne se kya hoga, tarika badalna chahiye. We have to change the way we govern our local bodies. That TRS has done long time back. These are the real questions that people will be voting on. That is what our party believes.
Would you concede the handling of the floods in and around the city of Hyderabad ahead of this municipal election put the TRS in some senses on the back foot? I mean, the floods were devastating. It was a natural disaster. But the manner in which the floods were handled by the local administration have kind of pinned you on the back foot, where people weren't very happy with the manner in which that was handled.
Absolutely not. In fact, TRS party, TRS government immediately handed immediate relief to the people. The 10,000 rupees that we handed out was really helpful, because festivals around the corner, most of the about 7 lakh families got the immediate relief. I mean, in this sense, state government has reached out to the BJP government at the center asking for a 1300 crores help. We did not get a single rupee, while Karnataka gets it, while Bengal gets it, Orissa gets it, even without asking. And even when the state government represented BJP government in Delhi, never gave us a single rupee. The very Ministry of Amit Shah ji handed out 4,700 crores of rupees to 6 other states, but Hyderabad. Why this discrimination? People have noticed that BJP just talks tall but doesn't walk the walk. So when BJP top leadership comes into Hyderabad saying that we want to change the name, we want to change the Nizami culture, they're asking all that is fine, but what about the immediate relief, you know? Where is the support of the government? Where is the spirit of federalism? So the voting has been on this account. TRS has not failed the people because it was TRS ministers, TRS MLAs, TRS corporators with the people during the flood, helping them in and out. It's not the BJP leadership. No big tall BJP leader ever came and walked down the flooded streets of Hyderabad. Whereas my honorable minister KTR, he walked, all the Hyderabad ministers walked, they went to the people. It is a disaster. Yes, it is a difficult situation, but that is when people need you the most. And BJP leaders have never been there during Corona crisis, never been there during flood crisis. It was TRS all the way through with the people, and that people will remember and vote for us.
I have one final question before I let you go this morning, and that is to do with the narrative in the manner that it was built out. We saw a pitched battle between the AIMIM on the one side and the so-called Nizami culture, and the BJP's all-out attack to end that Nizami culture. Where did that leave the TRS? Because in some ways you were projected as being on the sides of the Nizams or on the side of the AIMIM, and the battle was seen or presented at least as a battle between the BJP on the one side and the AIMIM. If that continues, is there a concern that the AIMIM and the BJP could be taking each other head on, at least in public imagination, gets left out of this battle for capturing public imagination?
Well, Rahulji, all I want to say is if you go into a city and insult the culture of that particular city and then ask for votes, do you think it's going to work out? You'll see it by the end of the day today. One side MIM and the other side BJP trying to instigate these emotional feelings, trying to get up these issues. I mean, who is Jinnah? How is he relevant to Hyderabad now? I mean, I don't think even Imran Khan remembers him so much that the BJP leaders here in municipal election invoked Jinnah so many times. What has he got to do with Hyderabad? What has he got to do with Telangana? I mean, these are the questions that people asked after these tall BJP leaders left the campaign. Because, you know, it is probably an advantage to MIM to invoke these figures, etc., and the BJP advantage to BJP. But this is a game which is not dignified. It is not the right way. The issue today has to be about the development, progress, jobs, but the issue should not be about Rohingyas or Razakars or all those. And even if there are Rohingyas, Amit Shah ji himself came here and talked about them. Whose fault is it? Isn't it the fault of the Home Ministry at the central to contain the migration of these other country people into its cities? Is it our fault? So, you know, there are many questions like this. People of Hyderabad wanted answers, and I believe that is why BJP will not get the footing that they were hoping in Hyderabad.
So we'll leave it over there for the time being. Thank you very much, Kavita ji, for joining us. We hope to come back to you when we have a firmer picture. Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.